Maganda Gumaga, thanks for joining me at Fil-Am, Fil-Fam, Destination Philippines. This is a video journal of me making changes in my life in order to achieve a goal, and that goal is moving to the Philippines. So this past Tuesday, I joined the Jesus is Lord Phoenix chapter Bible study, and it's actually held in my hometown, or in my town, and just about 3 miles down the road from where I live, so that's pretty convenient. So I went there for the first time. There was probably about eight of us maybe, and then another 5 to 7 joined us through Zoom, including the head pastor, Pastor Bert. And I think he lives in Las Vegas. He's in Nevada, but I think he said Las Vegas. Can't quite remember. But it was awesome. It was really great. Of course, as Filipino people, they welcomed me into the home. I met a couple new Filipinos and introduced myself. And again, it was just welcome with hugs and smiles and, a lot of love. So her name's Bang, that hosts the Bible study. She started off with an icebreaker. She was reading some qualities off of her laptop, and we had to stand up or say if that quality applies to us. And so it was just a nice, funny way to break the ice and kind of, introduce everybody. And then Pastor Bert went on with his lesson, and one of the scriptures that I wanted to talk about that really affected me that night and applies to me, that applies to me in my situation is John 15, chapter 4. Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine. Neither can you unless you abide in me. And that really resonated with me that night because, with this goal that I have of moving to the Philippines, it's not going to happen without my God propelling me to success. And, I know now more than ever I need to rely on him and trust in him. And I don't think he's going to let me down. I believe that I'm back in his will for my life, because I had stepped out for a while. I was in a state of open rebellion, and everything just kind of went downhill from then. That's when I started drinking again. I started using foul language, and just my behavior wasn't in line with his commands. And so that's why I'm kind of taking this time to really reflect on my life and some of the decisions that I've been making, such as, I've definitely cleaned up my language. I don't hardly cuss at all. And really, my vow of celibacy. To me, that's really important because that's one thing that I've always struggled in, hooking up with girls, or, even with my ex-girlfriend, And since I believe that I'm back in God's will for my life, I can't be in a state of rebellion and expect him to promote me, to open the correct doors for me that I need to walk through. So it's kind of something I've been meditating on, and, I'm really making it a point to make sure I abide in him, because if I abide in him, he's going to automatically abide in me. And he does. The Holy Ghost resides in me, and I have the evidence with speaking in tongues. And I was actually talking to Tita Ruth about that because I had made the announcement that I'm making Jesus is Lord Church Phoenix my home church now. The church that I was going to, it was a great church, no ill will there at all. But I really want to be around Filipino people, and they're good, wholesome people. This group of Filipinos that I've met and have been able to fellowship with, they're awesome. And so after I made the announcement that I'm making JIL Phoenix my home church, Tita Ruth came over and, she congratulated me. She always greets me with hugs and smiles. And, I had mentioned to her, when I saw another member speaking in tongues, I kind of stepped back to the back of the room and, I let it rip. And she told me she saw me. She was like, I heard it. I didn't know where it was coming from. And she was surprised that it was me. And I told her, that's very important to me. And the first time I visited their church, it was, I can't remember who was saying it, but, she was talking about how, we teach what's in the Bible, no more, no less. because there are a lot of denominations that, add to the Bible and even take away from the Bible. And, you have denominations that preach against speaking in tongues. But even Paul writes, do not forbid the speaking in tongues. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. So when I saw that, another member praying in the Spirit, that's just like, yes. I wanted to really connect with the Filipino people. And, now that Jesus is Lord is my new home church, it just solidified everything. These doors are opening for me because I believe I'm back in God's will for my life. So I need to make sure, and I want to, out of obedience for my God, I want to make sure that I abide in all his commands. Because everything he tells us to do and not to do, it's all for our own good. So we make the right decisions, so we have good memories, so we have potential in our future. I can't go around hooking up with girls, especially when I get to the Philippines, and that's going to be hard. The Filipino women, they're beautiful women, some of the most beautiful women in the world, and my desire is to only be with a Filipina. Nothing against any other ethnic group or any other race, but, the drive that I have to really connect with the Filipino people, with that comes, being married to a Filipina and having Filipino children, It's just really important to me because like I've mentioned before, I've been rejected by, other races. My white side of the family, they don't have anything to do with me. They've called me spick and dirty beaner and Mexican and the N-word. It's like these people aren't going to talk to me like that. They don't have any type of hate in their heart like that. They don't care. So, I made Jesus as Lord my home church, and I plan on attending the Bible study because how convenient. It's literally down the road. I can ride my bike to her house in, probably 15 or 20 minutes. And I plan on doing that because I want to make sure I keep my physicality up and, because I'm losing the weight and, with my plans some of my plans that I have in the Philippines, I need to make sure that I'm in tip-top condition health-wise, with my physique. So I'm very happy to announce that Jesus is Lord in Phoenix is my home church. And we also have another campus in Mesa. And I'm sure I'll check out both of them. But, my home church is the location in Phoenix. Tita Ruth, she reached out to me. And, I'm a loyal person. To all my friends, I'll go to bat for them. I'll go to battle for them anytime. But it's really hard to find that same type of loyalty in return. But I know I can expect that from this group of people and, not saying, you know what I mean. So, my loyalty is to them because they're the ones who welcomed me. And, I want to make sure that, I show that back in return. And, they give me nothing but love. And it's fun. It's a good time hanging out with them. They're teaching me new words, helping me with pronunciation of Tagalog because I know I need to really get my Tagalog up to par before I get to Philippines. And it's hard, but, they enjoy teaching me. I know they do. So, yeah, just letting everybody know Jesus Lord is my new home church. And the Bible study, I'll be there every Tuesday. And, in fact, also, I want to maybe start organizing some men's groups activities. I want to promote masculinity into the Filipino community. Not saying that they're, not masculine or anything, but getting the physicality together. I want to start organizing group hikes or workouts together. And any other Filipinos that may see this that live in the Phoenix Valley, I have almost 300 pounds worth of weight and a bench press and exercise equipment in my home. And that's where I work out. That's where I get my money. So, I want to invite guys to, start strength training with me and, just to fellowship as men together because men, we need to stick together, especially in these times where, they're trying to do away with masculinity. So, Jesus is Lord Church is my new home church, and I'm glad to announce it. So I can't wait to see you guys all at church on Sunday and Bible study every Tuesday. So thanks for joining me at Fil-Am, Fil-Fam, Destination Philippines. See y'all next time.